Welcome back to Be.Live. Be yourself and live your purpose. I'm Roca Cruz. We are now on episode 4 of our sleep series. And before we dive into tonight's topic, I want us to look back because everything we've talked about so far has led us right here. Episode 1 was about honesty and surrender. I opened up about my own struggle with sleep, how I try not to drink caffeine after 12 noon, how I wish I could sleep like a child again, but I'm just exhausted. We learned that sleep isn't laziness, it's an act of trust. It's letting go and letting God hold the world for a few hours so we can heal. Episode 2 taught us rhythm. That good night's sleep doesn't start at night. It starts in the morning. 10 minutes of sunlight, an early dinner, space for autophagy, and habits that remind our body how it was designed to function. We learned that our body needs to rest and it's asking for timing. Episode 3 was awareness. We talked about the enemies of rest. Screens, our phones, stress, alcohol, late night eating, overthinking, emotional overload. Things we do without malice, without intention, because modern life is loud. We're overstimulated. And when the body feels unsafe, it cannot sleep. So, if you haven't heard those episodes, please go to Spotify or YouTube or Apple Podcasts to revisit episode 1 to 3. But tonight, episode 4, we talk about what happens when exhaustion becomes normal. When people desperately want to rest but don't know how. And how big business stepped in to profit from the war on sleep. So let's begin. We are living in a sleep-deprived world. Everyone is tired, everyone is wired, and everyone is overwhelmed. And when a whole society struggles with rest, an entire economy appears. The global sleep industry. Mattresses, apps, oil, supplements, pillows, machines. They are now worth more than $400 billion. Not because people are lazy, not because people lack discipline, but because people don't know how to build a rhythm of sleep anymore. We weren't taught how to sleep. We weren't taught how to wind down, and we weren't taught how to protect rest. So we look for solutions, and companies are ready to sell them. This is important. Most people are not avoiding good habits. They simply don't know what their body actually needs to rest. They buy a softer pillow, not knowing the real issue is scrolling until midnight. They drink a supplement, not knowing their real solution is avoiding alcohol before bed. They buy sleeping pills because no one taught them that eating late stops autophagy, the body's night repair mode. We buy because we're trying to sleep. We buy because it feels like hope. We buy because comfort is easier to understand than circadian rhythm. We're not wrong, we're simply uninformed. And companies know that. So let's make this practical. We buy the most expensive mattress. We buy the best blackout curtains. We buy essential oils, white noise machines, vitamins, magnesium, melatonin, sleep apps, smartwatches. These tools help They really do. But they cannot replace your circadian rhythm. If you scroll until midnight, the body can't not repair. If again, I'm repeating, if we eat at 10 p.m., autophagy cannot start. If we stay stressed and overstimulated, melatonin cannot rise. If our mind is running, our heart cannot rest. And if we don't go under the sun, the body doesn't know if it's morning or evening. This is where the sleep industry capitalizes on us by being ignorant. We think the answer is something we lack that we need to buy. But the real answer to a good night's rest is something we need to learn. A company will gladly sell you a pillow worth 5,000 pesos, even 10,000 pesos. A diffuser for 3,000. A sleep supplement. An app subscription. But have you ever seen a company say, put your phone down 30 minutes before bed? Or dim your lights? Or eat early? Or lower your stress? Or step outside in the morning? Of course not. Because businesses cannot sell discipline. Businesses cannot sell your circadian rhythm. And they cannot package alignment. So the world sells supposedly easy answers. Because comfort can be monetized. But sleep, deep sleep requires a surrender. And here's something deeper. Sometimes we buy things because buying makes us feel in control. When we are tired, we don't know what to fix. We don't know where to start. So we buy products and think, at least I'm doing something. But sleep is not something we can control. Sleep is something we prepare for. Sleep is something we support. And sleep is something we receive. It is one of the most spiritual parts of life. The moment we stop holding everything together and trust that God will carry the rest. So no product can create that. Only habit can. Only rhythm can. Only surrender can create that. So in Be.Live, we always come back to identity and purpose. We come back to intention. And purpose doesn't grow in exhaustion. Purpose grows in alignment. Rest is a responsibility that we have to do to stay human, to stay grounded. And rest is how we stay ourselves. So buying comfort is fine. I did buy a super nice mattress. But building rhythm is where healing begins. So let's do action steps. How we relearn real rest. Let's keep it simple. We'll say this again and again. Number 1, put your phone away 30 minutes before bed. Because your nervous system needs silence. Number 2, eat dinner earlier when you can to give autophagy space to repair. Number 3, dim the lights. Turn off all the lights. Yes, you need curtains. Sometimes I have an eye patch, an eye mask to cover every light. So it's really dark. Number 4, choose one calming ritual. A prayer or journaling or a stretch or count your blessings before you sleep. And number 5, stop thinking you need to buy something to deserve rest. Your body already knows how to sleep. It just needs you to support it. So next week is the heart of the entire series. Health is wealth, and sleep is the starting point. We talk to the working class, the parents, the youth, everybody who wants discipline, healing, and purpose. Episode 5 is about rebuilding life through rhythm and why rest is the doorway to everything we want to become. If this episode helped you see rest differently, follow me on Spotify, Instagram, and YouTube, and even Apple Podcasts. Your support helps this message reach more people who need to rest, who needs healing and peace. And if you know someone who keeps buying things to sleep better, but still wakes up tired, send this to them. Let's help each other build lives that rest well. I'm Roca Cruz. Be yourself and live your purpose. Good night.